I don't know if you saw that post that said like minimum wage today would need to be $66 an hour to match the buying power it had in the 70s, which is still crazy. But then I was like, what was the minimum wage in the 70s? $1.45. Y'all, I'm getting worked up. So does that basically mean $1.45 in the 70s was equal to $66 today? Like, are we gonna do something about this? And does that mean that $66 in my bank account is equal to like $1.45 in the 70s?
I don't know if it's depressing or encouraging to finally see young people understanding the concept of purchasing power, but it's about time. And yes, we should do something about it. But my bet is that you're not going to like what you need to do in order to fix it, because it entails cutting the government, cutting spending, and cutting a lot of programs you probably like and want to expand. Libertarians have been trying to warn people about this forever. And in fact, there's an entire popular website called WTF Happened in 1971 that actually breaks down what created this problem. Too many people today focus on how much they're being paid versus how much their dollar can buy. And the truth is that your dollar has been able to buy less and less since the 1970s because we went off the gold standard and because we have empowered the Federal Reserve and Congress to print and spend us into oblivion. Contrary to left-wing talking points, no. We cannot just keep spending money without consequences in this country. You're already living with the consequences of those beliefs. It's interesting, if you check out this website, you're going to see a lot of graphs that talk about many of the core issues people on the left love to wax poetic about. You'll see them blaming capitalism or greed or corporations for things like income starting to concentrate at the top, or a difference in Black incomes rising as compared to white incomes. You'll even hear a lot of red pill bros that tend to correlate more on the right, blaming things like feminism for the fact that we now typically need two people working in a home versus just one. But in reality, all of this is quite low IQ. The actual reason for these phenomenons happening all trace back to 1971, because that's when we got off the gold standard, which allowed progressive economic ideas to flourish. It allowed Congress and the Federal Reserve to start spending and printing without anything actually holding them to reality, because our money is no longer based on anything. So if you want to do something about these problems, and I think we should, you're going to actually have to go in the opposite direction of the ideas that got us here in the first place.